Ho! Welcome back to Geekshow Helpdesk.
Hey,
here we are.
Yeah.
Hey, I am
100%.
happy today.
Yep.
Woo!
Why are you
happy
so
too.
happy? Why are you so happy, Jarron?
Because I'm podcasting with my friends.
There you go. Look at that.
Alright.
Look at that good attitude.
All right.
This is
I've
the
been on
Geekshow Helpdesk, where we're just a bunch of friends podcasting, talking about tech, gadgets, and sciencey type things.
That's
and we also spend a fair amount of time giving each other a lot of crap, so be prepared for that, Happy Jarron.
That's what friends do.
That's right. Let's introduce the panelists. It's Happy Jarron.
Hi, I'm Jarron. You can find me here on this podcast and Geek Show Arcade. That's it, because I refuse to contribute to the disaster that is old Twitter. New Twitter. Yeah. I like old Twitter. Anyway, that's it.
Did you
All
really
right.
like old Twitter? It was kind of a cesspool, too.
I loved old Twitter.
Comparatively,
Yeah,
How old are we
comparatively.
talking?
you got to have context
Before the Musk?
Right before Elon walked through that front door with the
with
kitchen,
the kitchen sink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
That was
I can agree with that.
Yep.
Sorry,
He's
Tony.
keeping me from keeping going on the intros. It's Lando.
Hey, that's my job, Tony. I'm the annoying cow in this situation.
Well
I
done.
just gotta moo, 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 moo.
Well
That's
played.
me. I'm Lando. I add the fun to the party of the show.
Yep.
I don't know what that was.
Sometimes I can't tell if that's actually Jarron or Tony doing it because it's so precise. It's
So
so
good.
clear.
It
Yeah.
confuses me too.
It was a very
sometimes.
good recording. I'm very proud of that from Kerry Jackson. Hey, it's Owen.
Hey, everybody, follow me here and on the Geek Show Arcade. It's the two places where you'll reliably catch me because it's habit now.
part
And
of your
we have a
life.
host. We have a host. His name's Tony.
Yeah, and I'm part of your life.
That's right.
I'm glad you're part of my life, Tony. My
Hey,
life is
thanks.
complete because of you.
There's so
There
much
you go.
positivity in this
I know,
episode.
we're just so
We'll
happy.
fix
We're so
we'll
happy.
fix that, right, Jarron?
How long will it last?
Yeah, let's
Put
I
your
actually
bets in
do.
now, folks.
I actually do post on Twitter at Quad T Tony, or I'm on the other Geek Show podcasts as well. Arcade, Geek Show Live on Saturday. Very, very occasionally, the
You're
Space
busy.
Show.
You're a busy man on the podcast scene.
I spend a fair amount of time. I would call it my number one hobby. I was going to say habit, which is the same thing.
Yeah.
My number
What's the
one
difference?
habit.
I'd be like, I don't know
Same,
the
same.
difference.
Same.
Same thing. All right. Let's see. Do we have any emails?
Yeah, we do.
Email.
We got an email from our friend Lang. He says,
Lang.
Hey.
Hey, fellas, just heard about a cool study that used viruses that cured children born deaf.
Whoa.
And he links to it. It's an experimental gene therapy which helped 5 children that were born deaf to hear. The trial treated 6 children aged 1 to 7 who had a mutation of the OTOF gene. If that means anything to you guys,
I don't know.
Owen, which manufactures a protein important in transmitting signals from the ear to the brain, and 5 participants out of the 6 responded to the treatment, and they showed an improvement in the ability to recognize sound as speech.
Nice.
That's
yeah.
rad.
Yep. And the researchers are calling the treatment robust. So cool. It's a cool story.
Is
Thanks,
this
Lang.
using? I wonder if this is this using CRISPR?
Yeah, that was my
Gene
question,
editing?
too.
Yeah, I bet you it is. It's got to be.
I would
gene
think
editing.
so because
Gene
it uses they say it uses a virus to
Yeah.
deliver
But
the.
it's after they're born.
It does not mention CRISPR.
Oh,
So who knows?
I love
Anyway.
biotech that way. I think
So
that,
rad.
I think the AI is. I think that's my one. Nah, there's more than one, but one of the few bright spots in AI, finding new drugs and curing cancer.
That's
100%.
scary. It's scary though. There's gonna have to be a lot of testing because a lot of
Yeah.
times we don't know why AI produces what it does. So
yeah.
Oh,
that's-
who wants to try this
Absolutely.
random AI
well,
cure?
at first you would take it and run it through the
yeah, it's still gonna go through the approval
the
process. right?
simulations,
Right,
and then
right.
you'd run it through all the different
I still want it to
live
go
testing.
I still want it to go the safe, approved method. But
Oh yeah, for sure.
I just think that the chemical combinations and things like that it can see that we don't, because it can take a
100%.
bird's eye view outside of
Yeah,
it. I think it's cool.
exactly.
100%. Could not agree more.
The email continues, and a fun update. I figured some of Ginger Squatch's shelter mates needed names too.
Oh, this yeah.
So you'll be glad to know that O-Dog, Bilbo, Lambo, and Big Toe McGee have all been named in honor of the great helpers of the desk. Love you guys,
Yes.
Lang. Big
O-Dog.
Toe McGee. We all know who that one
I
is.
wonder who that one is.
Toe McGee.
Yeah, and O-Dog, that's obvious. I think I'm Bilbo?
I think you're Bilbo.
Oh, I'm short. Okay, I got
Well, also you're obsessed with Lord of the Rings, and that.
it. And I like shiny things.
See, it just
Yeah.
all
Right,
works
right.
Okay.
together.
Oh yeah.
Fair. Thanks, Lane.
I told him Bilbo for you. That was me.
Go Tony.
Now I
It's
hate
okay,
it.
but it's okay. It's okay because it's a Lord of the Rings. Like it's in that.
That's what I said. I was like, he's massive Lord of the Rings. He's about the same size as Bilbo. It's perfect.
He wants to go on an adventure.
Yep.
Don't
You know
He
what?
doesn't. He wants to stay home like a hermit.
I was going to say something mean, but I'm not going to.
Well, why?
I don't
You
know.
already said the word hate, so
Just
it's
do
already bringing the positivity down.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Let it go, Jarron.
Nope, not going to do it.
Fine.
No, not going to do it.
All right. Thanks for writing in, Lang. Good to hear from you. Now on to the rest of the
actually,
email. What is it?
No, I found another email in our old Gadget Spot email.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
Remember,
It says-
the new emails, geekshowhelpdesk@gmail.com and geekshowArcade if it's gaming related at gmail.com.
It says, first name Jay. Message, Dear Gadget Spot, long time, first time. Love you, especially James. He's so funny. Good looking. Love.
This is James. This
P.S.
friends. Come on.
P.S. James good? Yes. Email
is-
james@catters.com.
This is
What is
James.
Obviously AI generated or just James.
It's James.
No, it's got
Or both.
James's tone.
It's about as coherent as James has ever been.
He sits down to type this email and in his head he just hears.
Yeah. I truly
typing.
believe James only processes every other word anyway. Love you, James.
Come back to us, James. Come play some more often. All right. Now we're done with emails, right? On to
Yeah.
the stories.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Who slipped this under my stories right here? Arc for Windows review. Was
Well, now that you bring it
Jared?
up, you should review it.
Oh,
It's no good.
how did you
right
like
now.
it? How did you like it, Tony?
I love Arc on Mac OS. On
Yeah.
Windows, it is. I wouldn't even.
It's a
I would
husk.
barely call it
It's
alpha.
a husk.
I would barely call it alpha.
I
So
mean,
I-
I was so excited. I'm like, this is not.
To
this
be
is
fair, they
be
said at the beginning they're like, this is very very early.
Very.
And so
So we just
we're
wanted-
just
it
looking
was
for
like-
testers.
Okay, it was just like a placeholder. Like we just want to reserve
Yeah,
this spot
yeah.
in your registry, in your Windows registry.
well, that's
So-
how I
knew what's
took it.
happening.
Yeah.
I took it as I get in right now, and as it updates, I'll start using it some more.
Yeah.
But even for
That's
me,
wise.
it I tried. I got in. I loaded it up. It doesn't sync your stuff yet from
Nope.
Mac OS. You
As you
can't
create a-
import other bookmarks
Nope.
from other browsers.
Doesn't do
You
anything.
can export your stuff from the Mac OS version
And redo it and pull
and
it
then import it into one tab on the Windows version, so you can look at it and then recreate it manually in the application
future.
itself. Oh
Right.
Nope, not doing
No,
that.
thank
That would
you.
take an hour, 2-3 hours for me to recreate
that's
all of my
rough.
bookmarks and stuff.
I thought it was
So-
broken when I opened
did
it.
too. I was
I
like,
thought
wait a
it was
minute.
stalled. I'm like, is it not loading? Do I need to?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. That's all it's loading. Okay.
Now, like I said, this is the super early access. It's not at all representative of what it's going to be.
Yeah,
like
it'll
on
get better over
Windows.
time for sure.
It will.
However, I have been seeing a lot of stories. I should have posted on the notes, but I've seen lots of stories about the Arc on for the phone being
Yeah.
really good.
They
So
pulled
I'm gonna
the-
download
they-
it tonight and try it out.
Well,
So
it's
they-
not Arc browser for the phone.
It's just a
Arc
search tool. It's just a search tool, which is pretty cool in itself.
AI
I like
powered.
it. Yeah.
Apparently, it's great.
That probably would have been good to put on the notes under your name, Lando.
I should have done that, huh?
Yeah, that probably
Yeah.
would've
That sounds like you're interested in that. Weird.
Oh, yeah.
Weird.
maybe worth talking about. All right.
I just did. I
All
snuck it
right.
in.
So there's Arc for Windows. It's
And
it
search
needs-
for phone.
and search for phone.
Let's
You
go.
jerk. Yeah. Wait for more updates. It'll be awesome at some point. It's just not there yet. Let's talk about okay. This is making a bit of a splash today. today, as of this recording, NeuraLink puts one of their chips actually in a person, in a
They
human.
got so they've had a lot
willingly.
yeah.
I guess.
I don't know how I feel
would
about this
assume.
one.
So they've been trying to get their human trials up and going for a while. They got some really bad press with their test animals.
Yeah.
Like botched surgeries, needless suffering. And then they got hit again for transporting dangerous materials just in the back of a van. So they've had a rough.
So,
Oh, man.
if did you guys watch? Side note: did you guys watch Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix around Halloween time this last year?
Negative.
This is exactly the kind of stuff that happens with one of the companies of the children in Fall of the House of Usher. Actually, the main company too. Anyway, storing and transportation of illegal, terrible chemicals, poorly, the bad animal treatment, all of it. I'm just like, this is life imitating art. What is going on here?
Yeah, and it's uncanny. So they were in their trial, and then specifically for the candidates they were looking for were people with that were quadriplegic, I guess, and people who had ALS. That's what their main one here is, and their device that they're putting in people is called telepathy, and it seems a little bit on the nose.
Yeah.
But and then their trial that they're running is actually called PRIME, stands for Precise Robotically Implanted Brain Computer Interface. There's a lot of letters in there that I don't see in the word prime, but
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I was like trying to follow along the acronym. I'm like, this makes no sense. Hopefully,
It's called-
he explains this one.
Language
Prime.
is a construct.
yeah. So
Fair enough.
but NeuraLink didn't get back to the article here by the time that he went to press, and they haven't said any about even who the patient was, other than Elon Musk tweeting that he's recovering well. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
Can you believe the Elon Musk on this one?
So
He can just say whatever he wants, right?
I think
Yeah.
he's shown that he doesn't care much about humanity unless he's the one saving humanity.
exactly, and so he's willing to put anybody on the heap, on the body, on the body heap to do it. So
Yup.
but yeah, so the way that this is implanted is an actual chip with wires in the brain. So that's pretty crazy. There's another company that sounds like this sounds like a military black agency, like one of the black ops agencies. It's called BlackRock Neurotech.
Wasn't that the name of the company from the Heroes show? Was BlackRock or something of that
Telling
nature?
you.
No.
Isn't that one of the big contractor groups,
I'm
BlackRock?
pretty sure there's a BlackRock military contractor.
Yeah.
Well,
I
this
thought.
It sounds
this
sketchy
is
as crap.
BlackRock Neurotech. So, but their NeuraLink is actually considered far behind
Blackwater.
Blackwater. Yeah.
Blackwater was the military contractor.
So, I guess BlackRock Neurotech is actually considered to be much farther along in the process than NeuraLink.
oh wow.
So, which has years of clinical work under their.
What, you mean other companies can be better than Elon?
Yeah, you just have to be a psycho to stay in the news feed, and then people don't know
Yeah.
that
Okay.
you are not the best at what you
Wait,
do.
wait. Now you're going to tell me there's other companies that have better self-driving cars than Teslas.
No, nope, not that I know.
Wait a minute.
Wait. Nope. So anyway, but yeah, so I guess they're moving ahead with the human trials, and we'll see if this has improvements. Again, we haven't had any information about what the patient actually was afflicted with and what they were like. What is the bar of success in this?
Yeah.
But I guess we'll see. He just, he's got to stay. It's like he jumps from. This is why he has so many companies. He just jumps from sensational news headline from every one of his companies and just kind of goes in a circle. So next we'll probably hear something about how the Boring Company found a geo the size of New York, something as it was going along. We'll just sensational news article to sensational news
And
article.
Owen will be there
I'll be there.
lapping up the leftovers.
I'll be there to copy and paste it onto the show notes.
Not the
Two
hero
stories.
we deserve, but the hero we need.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Thank you, Owen.
All right. Speaking of other crazy, super rich guys, old Mark Zuckerberg has this made the news a little bit in the last week. He's purchased a buttload of land in Hawaii. Where's it out here?
Totally normal.
1,400 acres
Holy cow!
in Hawaii.
What for?
Oh, there's Kauai too. Oh, he's messing up the best one.
Yeah, for about
Stinking Zuckerberg.
that cost him a cool $100 million.
See, here's the thing. This is exactly what I would do if I had money. Like if
It's hard.
I would,
I
I would.
can't
what-
say that I wouldn't do the same.
I
I,
would-
wouldn't do it in Hawaii though. I'd probably do it somewhere else. But
the
Can't.
temperate-
I guess flying to Hawaii for him is, for people with that kind of money, it's not a big deal.
Private jet, baby.
Yeah, just get him a
Yeah.
private jet. So the property known as Ko'olau Ranch.
Nailed it.
Ko'olau.
Nailed it.
Ko'olau.
You
Anyway,
got it, Tony. You got
I
it.
think I got there.
It's 270 million, not 100
Nope.
million.
That is the end price roughly when you factor in all the building and infrastructure he's going to put on that 1,400 acres.
What's he gonna
5,000
do with
square-
it?
But he's gonna put an underground bunker in there.
5,000 square foot underground bunker
Whatever for.
for surviving the apocalypse. See, that's why I would never put it on Hawaii, because if there's an apocalypse event, the chances of you making it to Hawaii, even on a private jet, aren't that great as it is to like drive
and
to
if there's-
Montana.
I don't want
There's also-
Zuckerberg's genetics to represent humanity's future.
Well, and also, if there's an apocalypse, you can't get off the island.
That's another problem.
And there's limited resources on the island.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
yep.
that's such a bad
like-
idea.
It's not a good idea.
Like you're gonna canoe across and go back. You're gonna hit
No.
Alaska. Like just whoop, go whoop.
Just
I
slide
watched
up to the.
I watched on TikTok this last year the rowing teams. There was a big rowing race from San Francisco to Hawaii, and it took
oh my
them.
goodness.
Yeah, they rowed rowboats. Yeah, it was bonkers,
insane.
crazy. Took them like months.
Yeah.
You can do it,
So-
but in an emergency situation, you do not want to.
So the other stuff he's putting on there is Wired has obtained reports that and plans that the compound will have over a dozen buildings. So this is the above ground stuff. A dozen buildings with at least 30 bedrooms and 30 bathrooms. There will be 2 mansions spanning 57,000 square feet with elevators, offices, conference rooms, an industrial kitchen. They're going to be joined by a tunnel, the 2 mansions, that branches off into the underground bunker from the tunnel that joins the 2 houses. Mechanical room, living
Dude, this-
space,
this is the modern
escape
day-
hatch.
Yeah, this is the modern day pyramid. The way that
for real.
the way that he's mentions in here, all the project, anybody working on the project have to sign these very very strict non-disclosures that can't even mention or take casual mentions on any social media platform
That's grounds for firing.
for firing and whatever else is
Probably
in there. But
prosecution
this is gonna
if
have
anyone-
this is gonna be just like a pyramid with secret tunnels and secret
Yeah, well,
doors
get
that
this.
only he knows about.
Get this. In addition, there will be 11 tree houses linked via treetop rope bridges,
Yes,
full-size
Oh,
gym
that
with pools,
douche. Now I'm jealous.
hot
Yeah,
tub,
I mean-
a
Tree
sauna, tennis
houses?
court,
Come on.
6-foot wall surrounding portions of the property for ensuring privacy. Yeah. So
This
he's
is nuts.
it is wild. It's one of those things. It's like, oh, so this is the kind of stuff that like in ye olden times that the
Yeah.
kings would get to do, the kings
Yeah.
and the pharaohs and stuff. They would, let's just
Maybe this is
build me
maybe
a-
this is the reprogramming center too, though. Like if you don't drink the Zuck's Kool-Aid, you get to go
All right.
spend
It
a few
gets-
days at the
Might-
compound.
Might as
It gets
well
more
be.
wild. He's raising cattle on the ranch.
Yep.
That's not the crazy thing. He's saying that the cattle will grow up eating macadamia meal and drinking beer.
Yeah.
Do
What is
cattle
happening?
need to drink beer?
He feels like
changes
they do, I guess.
It changes the texture of the meat, I guess.
Probably does. I'm sure. Gives
I
it
want a
richer
beer.
taste
I
or
want a
something.
mean,
a
it'll-
macadamia and beer flavored.
The
It'll destroy the liver, of
The
course.
compound is supposed to be 100% self-sufficient. They're building the generators,
But it's
a mini power plant and water purification and all of that kind of stuff. It's
I mean,
supposed to be self-sufficient.
I mean, does Hawaii, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but do they rely on, they can't have ground fed wells, right? Because it's an island.
I have no idea. Yeah.
So it's got to be collecting rainwater or.
Well, I mean, when
Something.
you got that kind of money, you build a desalination plant. You
Oh,
build a small
true,
desalination plant. You know,
True.
Done.
So,
Easy.
yeah.
I mean, it's
I
just
bet
money,
I bet
Owen.
AI
And
another-
that doesn't matter
another
here.
50 million, another 100 million, whatever.
I bet AI suggested that for him. Metaverse was like, here's what you should do, Zuck.
And
That's
Zuck's
a
like,
good
yeah,
idea.
why not?
Zuck's like, I finally have a friend, my own AI.
How will I get my AI friend to roll with me on the jujitsu mat? He's AI, not a human.
AI. Ooh, I am sad.
What a weird timeline we live in.
That he says with no
True that.
eyebrows while he doesn't blink at all.
Yeah.
Just anyway.
Oh man. All right. Let's move it along to reviews for Apple Vision are coming out. Apple Vision Pro.
This is an interesting device. The reviews aren't as solid as I thought they would be, honestly.
Mixed.
They are mixed. I don't think they'd be nearly as mixed if it were 7 times cheaper.
Yeah. I think you're
That's
right about
probably
that.
really fair.
Yeah.
But for being a $3,500 device, which is literally like 7 times the price of the Quest 3, it's not as much of a home run as I think Apple would have wanted. Now, to be fair,
To be
To
fair.
be
Thank you.
fair.
a lot of people are praising the screen. It's a micro OLED screen, very sharp. The augmented reality stuff is really cool. Ability to see 3D home videos, all that stuff is cool. But how Apple is mostly marketing it is like a work device, right?
Yeah, which doesn't really
It doesn't make sense.
make a lot of sense to me.
So to get onto the negatives, compared to the Quest 3, it has a lower field of view, lower FOV than the Quest 3.
Which I was really surprised when I saw that in a review. It's like,
Right,
what?
right.
That
The
would be-
lens technology on the Quest 3 is much better than the Vision Pro. The Vision Pro has color fringing on the ends. It has lens reflections, which doesn't really affect the Quest 3. It is heavier than the Quest 3.
Of course.
And
It weighs almost as much as an iPad Pro 12.9 inch.
yeah.
Strapped to your face.
And the thing about the Quest 3 is it has a battery built in. So the
Yeah.
Quest 3 weight is with the battery.
With the battery.
And
Whereas
Apple,
the Vision
you know,
Pro is without the battery. And having spent a lot of time in VR, I can tell you comfort is paramount. And if
Yep.
you're expected to work with this, as soon as the headaches begin because of weird weight distribution on your head, you're going to want to take that thing off instantly. No matter how amazing it is to have like 20 windows in floating in air.
Well, did you know also that if you're using a MacBook Pro, you can only have one screen?
Seriously, that was a surprise to me. I thought
Yeah.
you could have as many monitors as you wanted, which
one virtual monitor.
which is the main reason why I would want it for work.
Yeah.
Is to have like a wall of monitor, but you can only have different windows that are Vision OS apps or iPad OS apps. So you can only have one monitor from your MacBook. Super, super disappointing. And again, this is a first gen product. Hopefully these things will iterate, and more importantly, hope it'll come down in price by a ton. But onto the screen, it's 92% of the DCI color space, which isn't as good as I thought it would be, actually. And that's, to put it into perspective, that's 49% of what your eyes can actually see as far as colors.
You must have watched the Verge YouTube video review
Yeah, I've
because this is the
I've
exact
watched
stuff we talked about.
I've watched a lot of reviews here.
Yeah.
So if they want you to walk around with it, and they're kind of marketing it that way, being able to see color pass through, they want you to take videos of your children with it on, which is just completely bizarre. You're going to want a device that's 100% solid, but I think it's just a limitation of technology.
Yep.
So even though it's so heavy and you have an external battery pack, it's only 2.5 hours of battery life. And to top it all off, the controlling scheme, which is eye tracking. So if you look at an element on the UI and pinch your fingers together, it's not 100% consistent. And input devices need to be 100% consistent,
Yep.
or frustration instantly comes.
That's true.
So I think it was a big mistake not having a controller like the Quest or any other VR headset out there.
Something out there.
I'm surprised they didn't go with a sleek, thin version of like a Nintendo Power Glove.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like a little, you know, maybe it just goes over your thumb and first two fingers, and you could use that with sensors in there and a little accelerometer instead of having to rely on the cameras from the headset.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the biggest problem they said is as soon as the lighting isn't optimal, the headset can't see your fingers to know that you're trying to interact with stuff.
It loses accuracy.
Yep.
Yep. And using camera vision, it's never going to be 100% correct because the camera, the software has to interpret
There's always
input
some sort of latency, right?
rather than being direct input from the device itself, like a keyboard or mouse or trackpad. Or
Just
anything
like your
that.
eyes. Your eyes aren't, you know, everything you see, you don't see it perfectly. You see it with your brain filling in the holes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it just trying to simulate how a brain does that is going to require massive jumps in computer power.
There's no real games yet. There's some like mini games that you can download. I think Fruit Ninja is one of them.
Yeah.
There's no fitness apps at all like you can get on the Quest. So again, this is first generation. They're going to iterate, but
Pricey first generation at that.
It feels like you're spending $3,500 to be a beta tester.
Yeah.
This is 100% a device for the hardcore, well-heeled fanboys of Apple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For $3,500, you're getting a device that I would say it legitimately pushes the limits of the technology available.
Yeah, the tech is super cool.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so the biggest limitation it has right now is just the technology overall for these aspects of the device aren't where they want it to be. And so they're doing the best job they can with what they have, which, you know, that's not a great way to release a product.
Maybe they're gonna accessorize it. Maybe the controls will come later, and that'll be a new Apple. Maybe you'll get a clip on. You'll get a clip on Apple branded counterweight.
Maybe
to pull your head backwards.
Well, if they're going to do that, then they need to put a strap over the top of your head. Otherwise, it'll just slide the whole thing down your face.
The box
glue it to the back of your head.
The box does come with
shave a square, and everybody's going to do it.
Are you going to let the adults talk here?
No.
The box does come with two different straps. One that's just on the back of your head, and one that does go across the top of your head.
See, there you go.
But they're both uncomfortable.
how do you know? You haven't worn them.
Every review has said it's uncomfortable.
I know. I'm just looking around, Jarron. Comfort is relative.
So like with the Quest, you can get a battery pack that's on the back. It makes it so much more comfortable because it equalizes the weight distribution.
Exactly.
And it puts most of the weight like on top of your head rather than just on the bridge of your nose and face.
Yep.
Another feature of it, the eyesight, which is the OLED screen on the front of the device that other people can see when you're wearing it. It will like replicate your eyes. That screen, everyone is saying, is very low res. So it's
creepy is
it's blurry and it's really dim. So it's really hard to see what's going on.
And it's very reflective. The glass on it.
It's very reflective, so you see a lot of like micro scratches and
It's a great idea,
like,
executed poorly.
Well, yeah, and I think the biggest problem is the marketing for it up till now showed it as looking immaculate.
Yeah, it looked like goggles
way better
in the marketing
than it is in real life.
In the Verge review, Nilay Patel's the reviewer. His eyes looked like frog eyes.
so good.
It was
That's my favorite.
And
they were like too wide and it was creepy.
And you couldn't even see his eyes half the time because of glare from light sources.
I can't wait till people can do real cartoon emojis for their eyes now. Like if you start talking about dollar signs, you can have it go. You know,
speaking of personas, emojis, and stuff like that, they have the personas for live chat where it emulates your face or whatever in real time while you're video chatting with people, and you can see a GIF of some of it going on this article that Jarron uploaded, and they do not look great. And maybe it's because they were going for a stylized look, but
it's uncanny valley for sure.
Yeah, it falls too far into the uncanny valley. They should have either gone more stylized or it needs to look more realistic. But they hit this middle ground that's not great.
Yeah, it's like very smoothed over faces. The lip sync doesn't match up 100%. So it's creepy, and you don't want that.
It's still cool, I think.
It's cool, yeah.
But
and
it's creepy.
Again, first iteration, and
Yeah,
they're even
yeah.
calling it beta right now.
Yeah.
And again, all of these problems wouldn't be so horrible, except for maybe the comfort stuff, if it were 1/7 the price.
Yeah.
Or even I would even say if it would have been $9.99, if they could have released
That,
this
yeah,
at
I think that's the
$9.99,
top end of.
people would be more okay with the compromises.
I don't know. I think you could go up to $2,000 for the Apple tax. and the Apple
1,500
fanboys.
with like memory upgrades, I think would be
Yeah.
appropriate. But
Okay, if you
starting
could-
at $9.99, I think that's
Yeah.
top end of what people would pay.
Especially because you're asking them to be beta testers, basically, to do your job
oh,
for
for
you
first-
for
yeah.
you know, to
But
give you all the quality feedback.
in Apple's defense on that, they did sell out eventually. I mean, they sold out the first run.
Well, they
within a
didn't make
couple
too
of
many
weeks.
though.
200,000.
Right, but well,
It'll be interesting to see.
I mean, most
the
of their devices are in the millions at the very beginning.
Yeah.
But those are devices that have been out forever.
Exactly.
So
Those aren't first gen.
brand new
So
product.
it'll be interesting to see if the sales of it continue at a similar pace or if they tank or what.
Right.
Yeah.
You know the Apple diehards will buy whatever for whatever
for sure.
price, as well as like some businesses and stuff. So like I would think most of those would be pre-orders, and so it'll be interesting to see how it pans out.
I would
once
say
those are done.
this device right now is sitting 50-50 in the, is it the Apple Newton or not?
Yeah.
I would
agree.
say there's a
Well-
50% chance that it will fail and they'll have to abandon it completely for 5 or 7 years, or they'll be able to iterate on it over the next few years and actually turn it into something.
Yeah, it all depends on the financials for the product.
Yep, exactly. Because I mean, look at the Newton, failed miserably because the technology wasn't there for what they wanted it to do. But years down the road, boom, there's your iPad, there's your iTouch. What do they call those? iPod Touch, iPhone. You know, everything the Newton wanted to be 20 years later.
Yeah.
I think this will eventually be a good product for a reasonable price, but today is not that day.
No, it's not. But like I said, this is your well-heeled Apple super enthusiast. You know, that's what this is marketed to. So interesting, though. We're going to keep an eye on it, and if by some chance any of us gets to try it out, we'll report on it.
Apparently, you can go try it in the stores.
Oh,
I think.
really?
Yeah.
It's like you have to make an appointment. It's like a 30-minute thing.
Oh, interesting.
I bought some for work, so maybe I can convince the people that I bought it for to let me use it.
You signed the invoice for other people to buy them. At
No,
work.
I actually placed the order, and I made sure it
okay.
came to me instead in the box.
That way I can feel cool.
Yeah, so at least I can look at the box.
You didn't buy one for you for work?
Oh, that's going too far, in my
Went too
opinion.
far there.
Come on.
It's work money. It's free.
Yeah, but when you're one in charge of spending the money, it's not a good look.
Scrutinized.
Someone else felt okay about it.
Yep, they had more power than me.
That's
there it
the
is.
truth.
Fair
right.
enough.
Well, continuing with our Apple talk, we let's talk a little bit about Apple's malicious compliance.
Could
This
we
is great.
expect anything less?
I
No.
did expect a little bit less. This was kind of
It's
like
bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah. So did we talk about this last week a little bit?
No,
Or okay,
no.
I think
this
we
is
mentioned it.
just- we might have mentioned that the ruling came down, but not how
Not how
they're
Apple's
going
doing
to-
Yeah, we mentioned it happened and it was coming, but Apple didn't announce it till like late last week.
Yeah. So basically, Apple has they have to comply with the ruling in the EU, and they are forced to open themselves up to side loading in third-party storefronts, similar to Android. And you think, oh, that sounds pretty easy and clear cut. No.
So they don't support side loading. They only support side loading for marketplaces. You
Yeah,
cannot
so-
side load a normal
Right.
app.
Just a regular app. You have to buy
Right.
it through a marketplace.
Which is letter of the law stuff there. Like,
Yep.
really
Super.
strict. Yeah.
Yep. So expect to see maybe some other marketplaces pop up from places like Microsoft or
Right.
Android.
Android,
Whatever.
yeah, something like that. So I can't find where it said what the actual rules were here. Okay, under the new terms, this is what one of the let's see who said this. It was
You have to like buy the App
Sarah-
Store from the App Store, right?
Sarah Bond.
No, you download it from the developer's website.
Yeah,
Oh, you can-
Microsoft's gaming president Sarah Bond calls the new rules a step in the wrong direction.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So what the main rules are is that any apps distributed through another app marketplace, not the App Store, has to pay a 50-cent fee per install.
Per
Over-
install.
But that's
Over 1 million free installs.
Yeah.
Still.
Which is crazy because
So what this
they usually
ensures,
get tons of that.
yeah. So what this ensures, the big heavy hitters will not go onto other app marketplaces.
Fortnite.
Facebook, Meta, any Meta apps, Spotify, because if you have 150 million downloads, that is roughly $75 million you have to pay
Per
annually per year.
Annually.
That-
It's not a one
on top of the
And
17%.
How do they enforce it?
And it's not just per install; it's per update too.
Oh.
So it disincentivizes
Nikes.
developers to not
Yeah.
update their apps, which is another huge advantage for the App Store.
Especially
Also-
because that if apps don't get updated, then they atrophy and Apple
Yep.
just pulls them.
And
Wow.
freemium apps, like one that John Gruber brought up from Daring Fireball, is NetNewsWire. It's not open source, which has an exception. It's not like a government app, which has an exception for this 50-cent fee. Freemium apps like NetNewsWire, they still have to pay that 50-cent fee to Apple,
Even if
even though
it's
even though they're
free.
not charging for the app.
And what's more, if you want to use your own payment system within the app from the alternate app store, they have to pay a 17% commission
Yeah.
to Apple for using nothing.
So while Apple complied with the letter of the law, what they basically said is, yeah, we'll let people do it, but we don't have to make it affordable. Like we don't have to make it easy for them.
Yeah, sure, you can do it, but
If you
It's gonna
want,
be
you
really
can technically
painful.
do it, but only if you want to really shoot yourself in the foot as a business, like as an app.
And they make developers choose. They say, stick with App Store or go this other route, and you have to choose as a developer.
You can't have both.
You can't have both.
yeah, they've incentivized.
Well,
Fed-
if you do have both, you have to also pay the core technology fee.
they have effectively disincentivized other app stores by
And it's
incentivizing
massive.
their own.
Which
Big time.
seems
Huge.
Yeah. Massive
yeah.
degree.
yeah.
So Epic CEO says, under what possible theory of antitrust regulation
Yeah, doesn't
is
this
it
seem like it's
acceptable
antitrust
for a
here?
monopoly to decide what companies are allowed to compete with it and on what terms they
Yeah.
can compete?
Yeah.
Right?
Apple makes a mockery of free market competition.
So
I mean,
this
to
is
be fair, it is their device, right? I mean,
Well, we've gone over
right,
that.
but
We've-
like
we've
have
beaten that
AT&T
dead
made
horse.
made the phone networks right until
and you pay dearly for it.
they got broken up in the 60s or whenever that happened.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's how it
Ma
works.
Bell.
You know,
Well, buy an
Get too
Android
big.
phone, I guess.
get too big, control too much, and you're going to get broken up.
This is a proposal though, so the European Commission has to approve it.
They're not going to.
Oh, I hope.
I hope
They
they
would
do
be-
not.
They would be ridiculous to approve this.
Oh, so maybe this is just Apple batting for the swinging for the fences.
More than
you know,
likely,
Meet in the
yeah.
middle
know.
kind of idea. I bet
Yeah.
you that's exactly what's
We'll
up.
ask
High-
for the
high
we'll
opening
ask for
bid.
this. Yeah, we'll ask for this, and we'll settle for this.
Yeah.
You know, later
Yep.
on. So
I don't think it'll work that way though, because the European Commission is the one who's making the rules here, even though their rules have not been very specific and are generally unintelligible.
As per government.
They can tell Apple, you're not allowed to sell here. And then Apple's just up a creek.
yeah, well, they'll come to an agreement. Before
And so
that happens,
if
though,
Apple
I
really
guarantee.
pisses them off, like what might happen with this, I don't think that's a good strategy.
Yeah, it could be.
It'll just have more what's that word? More regulation. There we go.
Yep.
Well, and the regulation may may not play in Apple's favor too. This may piss
Exactly.
them off so bad. Their regulations are like, nope, Apple, you can't do any of that.
Right. So they risk.
They might have shot themselves in the foot.
Exactly. They risk pushing for too much and shooting themselves in the foot at this. So we'll see. We'll keep you posted. All right. And I think we will wrap things up with a quick lightning round. I'll go first. We talked a little bit about this. Actually, I don't think we talked about this. I meant to. It was mentioned at CES a few times. Bluetooth AuraCast. I mean, you know me. I love my Bluetooth headphones.
Yep.
AuraCast is basically a way to broadcast content to connected devices in public settings. So it will allow you to receive updates at airports via your AirPods or things like that.
That's
so you don't
nifty.
have to worry about missing your announcement of your flight change or your flight boarding process started if you have your headphones in. So yeah, it's basically
This-
broadcast audio over Bluetooth.
Sounds
sounds
like it
really
could be
nice.
used maliciously.
I was going to say, hackers could have a field day.
I mean, that's all
like-
radio waves if you know what you're doing.
It's like AirDrop for audio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it in public settings, it can be a pro-grade add-on to a TV or box that looks like a Wi-Fi router mounted on the wall, and then you will also be able to create your own channels from a phone or a laptop to share music or a TV show with your friends. You know,
Oh, that's cool.
So you can all watch the same YouTube, video, looking at the TV, but using your headphones. I don't know really why you'd want. You know where it would be good though is in places like bars, where if you actually want to watch what's going on the TV,
Oh, that'd be dope.
but people are
Hey,
super loud.
there you go. Yeah.
You can still hear what the commentators are saying on the sports balls.
Okay, you
programs.
convinced me. This
I'm in,
has some
so-
good uses.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's a feature of Bluetooth LE audio, and that's been around since Bluetooth 5.2. So if the manufacturers will add this to their updates, any device that supports Bluetooth 5.2 could use this, or higher, could use this.
That's cool.
This new feature. So
It's a
there you
neat
go.
feature.
Neato stuff. Bluetooth AuraCast. All right, Jarron, lightning round.
Pixel 8 Pro, one of the features I thought was actually pretty cool because it's on no other phone out there. It is a temperature sensor on the back of your phone. Unfortunately, it didn't work too well. You could measure the temperature of your coffee or anything. You had to be within 2 inches, I believe. They promised that you could take your own body temperature after FDA
Where do I have
approval.
to stick it?
It's a suppository. Anyway, they finally
Not a fun
got
place.
they finally got FDA approval. So you can now use it on your own skin or another person's skin. So it'll read your body temperature in the range of 97 degrees to 104 degrees to within plus or minus 0.3 degrees Celsius. So
Pretty good. Oh,
Pretty good.
Celsius? If it was
Yeah,
0.3
like-
Fahrenheit, I'd feel better.
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. But it's pretty close to other
Yeah.
FDA cleared temporal artery thermometers.
Cool.
It's awkward how you do it though. You have to put the back of your phone as close to your forehead as possible without actually touching your skin, and over a course of 4 seconds, go from temple across your forehead to other temple. Now that's pretty standard for thermometers like that, but
They can usually touch your skin though, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
I
And
just
so-
take mine and I
Like
just
the-
lean it against my forehead and pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And it tells
Yeah.
me within.
Because the
couple of
mobility
seconds.
impaired, especially if you've got a fever and maybe the chills or something, you're like clank, clank,
Yeah,
clank, clank,
or
clank,
shaky
clank, clank.
hands.
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting face grease all over the camera because it's
Oh,
right by the camera?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
dropping the camera on your face if you're
Yeah.
doing it while you're lying down.
Yeah. Yep. So
This is the world's worst tricorder.
it is. It's
Good joke.
interesting though because no other smartphone has it. So
Yeah. It's true. And, I'm sure it'll change and evolve as the next iterations appear.
as the
so.
Pokemon do.
As them pokes do. All right. Owen, let's have your...
You know what? I've got a lightning round here. I want Jarron to unlock Elon Mode on one of his Teslas.
Jarron,
That's-
get on it.
some developers found a way to hack, which I've always suspected this was going to be something that happened with Teslas and EVs in general. You know, with features when they're locking out features via software, that always leaves some sort of method. If you can lock it with software, you can unlock it with software.
Exactly.
Yep.
But some guys in the UK found a way to hack the Tesla by doing some voltage drops. If you know what those are, it's where they cut power really quick during like a boot up sequence or whatever, or they overload some of the electronics, and it causes a semi crash that then gives a small doorway into the software and lets you take control. They were able to get in, download everything, including like old like destinations from previous owners that weren't wiped.
Oh wow.
But then they also found how to turn on Elon Mode,
Nice.
which is full automatic driving, full self-driving, but with none of the security features required. Like, because the Tesla,
Much
it requires you
easier
to have.
die that way.
Yeah, you can have to
High
have your
risk,
hand on
high
the wheel,
reward,
right?
Jarron.
You have to be facing forward, and if you don't, it pings you. Well, this just turns all that off. Elon Mode.
None of that.
'Cause why not? So there you go, Jarron. It's quite complicated. You're gonna have to get a bunch of scientific equipment.
What
You
is
got
it,
this,
fi-
bud.
It's only
These are-
520 pounds worth of equipment.
Yeah,
I don't know if I trust this website. Daily Mail. Look at all these trash articles.
yeah. There's a lot.
Elderly woman, 71, tries to smother her husband of 52 years to death after he received a postcard from an ex-girlfriend he dated 6 decades ago.
What a dick. That guy shouldn't have done that.
Haley Bieber puts on cheeky display in white thong bikini in latest sizzling road skin calendar.
Oh, and
shoot
you
snaps.
found
This
a
is-
very good site here.
Yeah, this is
High
leg-
quality stuff.
This is
is
how Owen
legit.
finds his news from this
Dude,
site. He was here anyway.
This was fed to me from my Google feed. Thank you very much.
Well, what kind of
which
Google
I-
feed
which
do you
I-
have?
Which I trust implicitly.
Google's
so,
fault.
Yeah.
Right here,
Look,
here's a
but look,
blatant
look,
lie
but
right
look.
here. Photos. These grandchildren look exactly like their celebrity
goodness.
relations, and it shows Gene Wilder and Jeremy Allen White. They are not related at all.
But it also has the double emergence of cicadas. It has the Japanese moonlander that endoed down face first on the moon and is still alive. So it's got some legit stories.
Good,
It's just
good job, Owen. How do you tell between the legit ones and the not legit ones?
You just have to
That's the
accept
fun
everything,
of it.
Jarron.
That's the fun of it.
It's-
Jarron.
you don't know.
There's no
It's
lies.
It's a
no lies
grab
on the internet.
bag.
You don't know if you're going to get on here and get attacked by the entire panel or not.
Okay,
And
so
then you guys
Elon
wonder why
Mode
I bring those
probably
stories.
isn't real, guys. Elon Mode is fake.
Well, all you got to
That's
do
not
is
true.
scroll down to the bottom
Oh.
of the article and see what article it
Elon
referenced,
Mode's
and
real.
then click on that.
Don't take that from me, Jarron. I want Elon Mode. Is you saying it's fake?
I don't know.
I read
can't-
all the-
I can't tell from this website.
Well, I read all the paragraphs.
That's a surprise.
That's
I don't
all
want to
have.
unlock Elon Mode for me in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, please no.
Don't
Right, on
I don't
anything, on
I don't
anywhere.
want to become anything like Elon Musk, except for maybe the money part.
Maybe
But-
the money part. Maybe the money part.
All right. Well, that's it for us. Thanks for making it to the end. But before we go, big time shout out to our awesome Patreon backers. Patreon.com/arcade helpdesk arcade. Patreon.com/helpdesk arcade. Is that right?
I don't know. You tell me.
We'll go with that.
See, it sounds like it.
And if you donate $6 a month or more, among the other neat things you get, like the in-between, which is coming up, you get a shout-out on the air, which Jarron has for us right now.
Thank you to David Broshinsky, Connor Keesaw, and Wolfball Tony. Thank you, guys. Charlie Holmes likes Lambo as much as he likes arcade. Oh, that's a deep cut right there.
Interesting.
Andy Bird, Be the 8-Year-Old, Travis Johnson, buy Geekshow Arcade Helpdesk stickers at Pieman Graphics on Etsy. All proceeds go to Lee George K's medical bills. Jeremy, No Name, No Color, Keslow, Eric Steinman, Eric Cruz, Owen has Tech Cred, +1, Matt Nelson,
After
Harry
that
Patch,
story, really?
Harry Patch,
They'll update it.
Harry Patch, Josh D, Adam, Aaron Faulkner, Stuart Lloyd, I can get you a toe. That's very different.
Get you toe? That sounds
That sounds dirty.
questionable.
Yeah. Ryan M. and Adam Hecht.
All right, I have confirmed it is patreon.com/helpdeskarcade for sure. So there you go. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this episode. Thanks for the download. We appreciate you. Until next week, Owen, take us out.
What? No. It's
Okay.
Lando.
Hey, Lando.
Hey.
Take us out.
That's awesome. If you're public speaking, press the easy button. Make sure you put all your notes in a file that anyone on the internet can edit for you. Be an end user.
Someone just take us out.
Hey. We love you.